everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a piece of relationship advice that is everywhere. The idea that a great partnership has to be a perfect 50-50 split. We're told this is what fairness looks like, but is it really what happiness looks like?
I mean, that's the big question, right? We've all heard it. A lot of us have probably even tried to live by it. But does that kind of perfect math actually work in the messy, beautiful, unpredictable reality of two people's lives joined together?
Because this is the picture we're all sold. It's this vision of perfect daily balance. You do your half, I do my half, everything is fair and square every single day. And, it sounds amazing. It sounds like the absolute goal.
But, and this is a big but, here's the twist. Chasing this perfect daily 50-50 split can seriously backfire. In the real world, trying to stick to such a rigid rule can actually end up doing some real damage to a relationship.
And that leads us right into the first huge problem, what I like to call the scorekeeping trap. This is exactly what happens when we try to apply simple math to something as complex and emotional as love.
You know what scorekeeping is. It's that little mental calculator we all have. Who took out the trash last time? Who planned the last date? Who's more tired this week? It turns your partnership from a relationship into a business deal.
And you can really see the difference right here. The 50-50 mindset, it becomes transactional. It leads to scorekeeping, and almost always that scorekeeping leads to resentment. But this other idea, the ebb and flow mindset, well, that's where you find trust, gratitude, and a real connection. So, if 50-50 is a trap, what's the alternative? Let's talk about a totally new way to look at this, and it's this idea that relationships have seasons, just like the year.
I love this quote. It just hits the nail on the head. Love isn't math, it's rhythm. It's not some static equation you have to solve every morning. No, it's a dance. It's a dynamic flow that changes over time, responding to the different beats of your life together.
So here's the real mind shift. The goal isn't perfect balance over 24 hours. The real goal is to feel that sense of fairness and balance over the entire lifetime of your relationship.
I mean, just think about it real life. One of you starts a new, demanding job. A parent gets sick and needs a lot of care. You have kids. In these seasons of life, it's just not possible to keep things 50-50. Someone has to step up and give more, while the other person needs more support.
And this is what that might look like. Say partner A has a massive deadline at work. They're basically running on fumes, giving 80% of their energy to their job. So what happens? Partner B steps up. They pick up the slack. They carry 80% of the load at home. It's not 50-50, not even close, but it's what the team needs.
But then, maybe the very next month, the whole thing flips. Now it's partner B who's going through something tough, or maybe they're training for a marathon, and partner A steps up and carries the weight. That is the rhythm. That's the ebb and the flow we're talking about.
So that brings us to the big question. If we throw out the scoreboard, how do we make sure this all feels fair? How do we build trust in this flow instead of letting resentment creep in?
Well, first let's talk about the payoff, because it's huge. When you embrace this give and take, your relationship becomes so much stronger, more resilient. Your intimacy deepens because you're truly supporting each other, and you free yourselves from the crushing weight of trying to be perfect every day. So how do you actually do it? 3 simple things. First, you have to communicate. You have to be able to say, hey, I'm at 20% this week, I need you. Second, you got to practice gratitude. Instead of zoning in on what your partner didn't do, make a point to see and appreciate what they did do. And finally, you have to trust. You have to embrace the flow and have faith that when you're the one who needs 80%, they'll be there for you.
And this quote just says it all. Love isn't about keeping score, it's about keeping faith. The foundation of a real, lasting partnership isn't some perfectly balanced spreadsheet. It's the deep, unwavering trust that you have each other's backs no matter what.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. In your relationship, are you trying to win today's little battle? Are you playing for the long run? Is your goal to make sure today's chores are perfectly even, or is it to build a partnership that can truly last a lifetime? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.